Believe also me. In my Father's house and in mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. That where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know.
It's about time, man, because I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get the kingdom. I'm ready to live. I'm ready to breathe fresh. I'm ready to have beautiful, pure women, okay? Not no strawberry hollows on this side. I'm ready to have children, man, you can vibe with, okay? Be around brothers. Be around the Lord himself, okay? I'm ready to go and visit places in the galaxy that we didn't know exist. All right, I'm ready to walk on sandy beaches, man, and explore the ocean floors. I'm ready to fly, okay? I'm ready to eat real food. Okay, I'm ready to drive a chariot, man. All right, I'm ready to minister to the Lord and to be ministered to, man. Okay, I'm ready to worship Yahweh Shai in its full entirety. Okay, I'm ready for it. We're ready, man. I'm ready to see angels and greet angels.
But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Makakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders, geometric who will teach, well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Makakodash, pushing get up out of there. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shah. All right, and what I want to get into this morning, all right, with this lesson is how strongholds are being broken by power. You know, strongholds are being broken by power. You know, and it's a response, you know, to a lesson done by the beloved Elder Apostle Ariamla. And then there was a response done by beloved Apostle Tahar, you know, dealing with this guy on Black Ram. This YouTube, he's part of the Red Pill. He's a YouTube personality, and brothers have been saying he's been listening for a while, you know, and he came out and said some things, and it was sent to Elder Apostle Ariamla, and he played it, you know, responded to it in the spirit. And it's just a faith booster, and it's also, you know, an indicator from Yahweh Bashem Shai, you know, to keep going, you know, to keep at it. Okay, so when you go into, you know, the scriptures speak about breaking strongholds, you know, in 2 Corinthians 10:4, you know, which will get it. All right, but let's go to Malachi, because this ministry started with the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Shai coming upon, all right, Eli Bibbins, who we know to be Elijah and John the Baptist coming back, you know, and this began the ministry of the prophets, man. And it's something that, you know, it can't be stopped, okay? And there's nothing that Esau Edom can do, okay, that can stop the truth from going forward, stop the elect from being awakened, and stop the second coming of Yahweh Shai. And we're in the process of that, man. You know, And it's our job just to teach. You see, we're not here, to try to appeal to the masses. We're not here, with the gimmicks. We're not here to make the truth, world friendly, acceptable to this world. No, we're here, all right, to just teach the truth, man, in its purest form. Okay, just teach the word for what it is. Offense is gonna come. That's a part of it. Okay, but the elect gonna be the elect, man. The elect gonna get it. The elect gonna get this word, man. Whoever they are, wherever they are, the elect gonna get this word and be sealed for salvation, man. There's nothing no one can do to stop that process, man. And everything that's happening is nothing but faith boosters, man. Now when you go to Malachi chapter 4, verse 5, it said, "Behold, I send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah." Okay, so this was prophesied. Well, we're living prophecy, man. We're living prophecy, man, because Elijah, we know, came back as Elder Abba Bivens. You see, which was John the Baptist as well. Okay, and we wholeheartedly believe that, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. We're not here to convince anyone of anything, man. This is what we wholeheartedly believe, man, and teach. Okay, it says, "Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord." Let you know, all right, that dreadful day will be the time of judgment. But it's going to be great for the elect. It's going to be a time of mercy for the elect, but it's going to be dreadful for the earth, man. 2/3 of you heathen, it's going to be a dreadful day. All right, the second coming of Yahweh. All right, and Elijah came back as our business as a forerunner to set the scene, okay, for the second coming. This is John the Baptist set the scene for the first coming, man. Okay, and we continue on in the legacy of Abba business has been a forerunner for Yahweh, man. Verse 6, "And he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the fathers, lest I and smite the earth with a curse," man. Okay, so now through the ministry of the prophets, the elect, okay, are being awakened, and it turned, when you go back to Elder Abba Bivens, the elders that came, after him, King Masha, High Priest Ariah, High Priest Jaqua, okay, and as they began to teach, they turned us children that the Spirit had our hearts to turn back to our spiritual fathers, man. Okay, and their hearts were turned to us, man, begin to teach us, man. And then you had what? More prophets, okay, springing up, to go teach more. Their talent started to flip. You had the parable of the talent, all right, dealing with Yahweh Shah leaving talents to certain men, and those men flipped those talents, man. Okay, so as we teach, more prophets are birthed into the earth through the Spirit. That's that talent constantly flipping, man. But first, our hearts had to be turned back to the fathers, and the fathers, hearts were turned to the children, man, and began that process of teaching, okay, and this word began to what? Expand. You see? Then it hit YouTube in 2007, and now, all right, you have a global ministry, man. This word is going throughout the four corners of the earth, which is part of prophecy, man, which is something that will have to happen before the second coming. Okay? Matter of fact, let's go here. So from Elder Abba Bivens, okay, the prophecy in Malachi concerning Elijah coming back, that has happened. Okay? And this started the fulfillment of this prophecy, man. This is Matthew 24:14, "And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Okay, so it started with fathers, our spiritual fathers, beginning with Elder High Priest Abba Bivens, High Priest Jaqua, okay, High Priest Ariah, King Masha, then trickling down to our apostles and elders today, our spiritual fathers. The hearts were turned unto the children, okay, and the children hearts were turned unto them. All right, which all represent the elect. Okay, so the elect started to be awakened through the preaching of this gospel. All right, then 2007 hit, and this thing started to go global. Camps started popping up everywhere. First, in Babylon, beginning in Babylon, America, you know, and then going global, okay, which is fulfilling Matthew 24:14, which is a prophecy that has to happen before the second coming of Yahushua, man. You know, so we in some heavy times. You know, the Spirit has us, you know, in very heavy times in these latter days, man. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. Now let's go here. Get this in First Corinthians, and then we'll segue to the video. I mean, Second Corinthians. This is Second Corinthians chapter 10. All right, the Second Corinthians 10:3 said, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." You know, so we walk in the flesh. You know, we're in these fleshly bodies. Okay, but our war is spiritual. You see, Esau, Edom has placed a lot of enchantments on our people, man. You know, we were born into enchantments and called it a culture, call it normal. Okay, celebrating pagan holidays. Okay, calling on Jesus Christ, man. That goes into paganism, man. You know, this is why you're a Hebrew, but you still use the name Christ, man. It's a pagan deity, man. There's so much paganism, okay, infused into Jesus Christ, man. Okay, black culture, nigga culture, man. That's a spiritual enchantment that's on our people, man. You know, so as we teach, okay, we begin to tear down these enchantments and free the elect. The spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah is working through the prophets and tearing down these enchantments and freeing the minds of the elect, man. Okay, so we're not in a war in the fist fight with Edomites. You know, it's not a corner war. You know, where it's on site with every Edomite. You know, you catch a fade. You know, every Edomite you see. You know, nah, man. It's a spiritual war. As we teach, okay, there's enchantments that's coming off the elect, man. Enchantments came off of us, man, through the preaching of His word, man. We was enchanted. You know, we was drunk off, all right, the wine of Babylon, man. Okay, 2 Corinthians 10:4. It said, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, man." And when you go here in the let's get in the NLT. You see, so this is a spiritual war, all right, and the Lord has it to where the elect, okay, this preaching of the word will break, free the elect from enchantments, man. Okay, and it can only be done through teaching, man, through the spirit of His word, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, I say winning a fist fight with a random Edomite won't break enchantments, but teaching His word, and now the spirit has us teaching His word daily. It's breaking enchantments, man. So you read in NLT, 2 Corinthians 10:4 say we use the Most High's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. Man. Okay? So this word is knocking down the strongholds of human reasoning, these belief systems that have had our people in chains, man. And there's a remnant of our people that's being set free. Okay, through the teaching of His word. The black culture is a stronghold. Christianity, Islam, these certain strongholds, man. Westernization and feminism, these are strongholds, man. Okay, they have separated our people from our power, man. And these things that were those cultural norms we was born into, but they were strongholds of the enemy, man. But through the preaching of His word, all right, you have a remnant, being freed from these strongholds, man. These false arguments are not holding up to the truth, man. For the elect, for the hopeful elect, these false arguments don't hold up, man. You can't make an argument for Christianity anymore. You can't make an argument for nigger culture anymore. Okay? Can't make an argument for these pagan holidays and westernization and, forgive the so-called white man. No, you can't make that argument anymore. It's been destroyed by truth. Okay? So let's go from there and let's play a video real quick. Uh, here we go. Let's play this real quick.
Doc channel 12, and I'm just going to go ahead and play it. So listen up, watch up.
The name of this one is just simply Wow, and I just have to play this for you. It was just sent to me, and this was his individual. You know, I know he used to be on the comment boards a while back. Ram 313. You know, he was pretty much one of those. You know, he still is. You know, one of the red pillars, I guess you could call it. You know, and you know, I used to watch the videos and, you know, put comments and everything. And this was sent to me, like I said, he did a lesson on Trump turns on Korea, Angie something, you know, and it's on the site Black Ram 313. And I just want to play it. It's a minute 37 seconds long, and you know, you decide what to make of it. But listen up.
No rules. You got all of these different camps with all these different ideologies. No, sir. I would not want to live under the Black Hebrew Israelite rules. The Black Hebrew Israelites.
Salakia, let me bring it back.
No rules. You got all of these different camps with all these different ideologies. No, sir. I would not want to live under Black Hebrew Israelite rules. The Black Hebrew Israelites, most of them, they're a big ass fucking mess. The only camp that I have nothing negative to say about is GMS. I would never say a negative word about Great Millstone with Elder Apostle Tahar, Arielon, I forget a couple of other names, man. Gabar and Rakah. So a shalom always to Elder Apostle Tahar, Rakah, Kabar, and Ariel, I think is his name. Salute to them. I never have nothing negative things to say. I've learned way too much from GMS to ever say anything negative, and they're the only camp that got their shit together when it comes to how to deal with these 304s and what a nation should look like. Forever respect to GMS. But everybody else, fuck them. They're pieces of shit, and I would never want to be in their camps. They losers, they stupid, and they don't know the scriptures. The only Israelite camp that understands the scriptures through a lens of a Hebrew is GMS. The rest of us,
They don't know the prophecies like we know it. I keep saying it about the prophecies. Most important part of the book right now, in this time that we're living in, the end times, is these prophecies coming to pass. So we're going to focus more so on the prophecies.
they're just Christians. GOCC, IUIC, ISU, they just Christians, G. They're just fucking Christians. They call themselves Hebrews, but no, sir. They're Christians. Anyway, great question, Esther and Wisdom.
Yeah, man. So just wanted to play that, you know, and it just shows, all right, that, you know, this word, all right, is reaching, you know, a bigger audience than we think, you know, and we're not here for numbers, man. You know, that's why when you look at how apostles and elders move, you know, they don't do anything for the sake of attention. You know, all right, for getting attention. Okay. They don't do anything for the sake of clout. You know, they've kept the same demeanor as being these serious minded, you know, teachers, man. Yeah, balance, you know, you see them laugh and have something humorous and have fun with this thing, you know, but they've kept that same overtone, you know, of being scholarly, being thorough in the doctrine, you know, being thorough, you know, history, okay, going into prophecy, you see, teaching daily, you know, out there themselves on the front line, you know, being great examples to us younger brothers, man, you know. So let's go here because the scriptures speak about the elders having a good report. So let's play this. Let's go to this. Let's go to the book of Hebrews chapter. All right, this Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders have obtained a good report. Okay? For by it the elders have obtained a good report, man. You know, and in this time, our apostles and the elders, you know, you would just have to be, all right, a whole ass nigga not to say that they don't have a good report in the spirit. Okay? You would have to be off, man. You know? And it's through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai that has kept these men, you know, solid in the faith, all right, all these years, man. You know? Hey, all 4 seasons, man. Hey, winter, fall, summer, and spring on the front line. You know? Never missing a beat. And it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know? Kept in the same, you know, demeanor, not selling out, not joining the church to the government, the 501c3. Okay, not trying to be on all these different podcasts, man. They kept the main thing, man. That's teaching this word, you know, with prophecy at the forefront. Okay, constantly being those examples of how we should move. Okay, so through faith, you know, because it takes faith to continue on. All right, and be, you know, knowing this truth. You know, and not to get weak to this world. You know, it takes faith, man. You know, not to get weak to this world. Not only not get weak to this world, but get strong in the spirit. You know, that's through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai and the gift of faith, man, that's put on those men. You see? It says, and for by it the elders have obtained a good report, man, and those men, I say, have a solid report. So now it's just about all of us finishing, man, Lord will. You know, we of that number, man. It's just all about finishing now, man. You know, because we hear things like that. They don't, you know, we don't take it to the head like, okay, we good. You know, like, no, that means double down. It means, okay, we on the right track. Okay, double down. And what we, double down and what's working, man. You see, that's the spirit we in, man. And we know that the power of his word is having an effect on this world, man. You know, the Lord brought out the prophets like a spiritual, you know, secret weapon. Okay, and we know that this word is having a major effect on the earth, man. And it's going to reach who it's supposed to reach. You see, when you go here, this is the book of, matter of fact, I think it's 55. Isaiah 55. All right, it's the book of Isaiah chapter 55. All right, verse 10, it says, for the rain coming down, you know, like in his word, into rain and snow from heaven, and returning not thither, but watereth the earth, you know, and in this rain, this word is watering the earth, and the elect are springing forth and making it bring forth and bud, and the elect are budding and springing forth from this word, raining down in the earth, man. You know, the teaching of this word is likened unto rain on crops, man. Okay, and the good crop, the elect are coming forth. They're beginning to bud, they're beginning to break ground and spring forth. Okay, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. Okay, now is the Most High talking in the earth himself? No, he has his prophet. The ministry of the prophets is the Most High's mouthpiece, man. Okay, we express, all right, the Most High in the earth. We express Yahweh by Shema Shai in the earth, because it's through Yahweh Shai, you know, that we do this, man. You see, the spirit of Yahweh Shai, okay, is in his prophets expressing the will of Yahweh by Shema Shai in the heavens, man. Okay, expressing the Lord's mood, his anger, and what he's getting ready to do in the earth, man. You know, he's going to have mercy, then he's going to come with great wrath. Okay, so it says, so shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. Yeah, so the elect gonna get this word, man. The elect gonna be edified. The elect gonna be built up. The elect are gonna come out those enchantments and darkness, man, and follow Yahweh Shai. Okay. Then you have, you know, the prophecy of the destruction of this kingdom. That's prospering, man. You see, everything is prospering, man, from the elect waking up to World War III to this devil attempting this new world order, man, which is the end of his ass, man. Okay, the end of you goddamn Edomites, man. You attempt this new world order, all right, you're done, man. You're gonna get to a certain point and you devils are done, man. Okay? I was shot back. You see? But yeah, when this nigga get to Esau get to a certain point with this new world order, man, how shot gonna be on his ass, man. You know, so this word is prospering, man. You know, there's nothing that can be done about it. You know, and like I say, we don't care about the numbers, the views, the likes. You know, we know Esau temper with it, whatever. It is what it is, man. We're gonna keep preaching this word and letting the Lord word prosper, man. You know, because our power got to figure it out, man. You know, we don't need to be in the spirit of doing too much, man. We just need to keep teaching this word, be instant in season, out of season, man. Rightly dividing the word of truth, man. You know, so let's go from there. Let's get this in Isaiah 49. You know, because the prophets are like a secret weapon, you know, that the Lord, you know, has unleashed in these last days. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 1. It says, "Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord Yahweh Bashim al-Shai have called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother, have he made mention of my name." Okay, because the prophets, you know, the spirit of the prophets is subjugated to the prophets. You see, just like he told Jeremiah, you know, before thou formed in the belly, I knew thee. You see, because those spirits was in the spiritual realm of prophets that were dispatched, you know, because all spirits start off in the spiritual realm, then they're, you know, sent to the earth, you know, through the union of a man and a woman, you know, a seed and the egg. Okay, and then the spirit is added, you know, to that, you know, to that process. Okay, of the seed, you know, penetrating the egg, then the spirit is placed in it, and then you have, you know, life. Okay, so the Lord sent back the prophets. The Lord sent back the prophets in a very strategic time, right before the end. You know, the prophets are known. You see, and it says, "The Lord have called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother, have he made mention of my name." All right, the prophets are born. You know, you don't turn into a prophet; you just activate it. Okay, and it's a point in time for each prophet to be activated. All right, within their life. Okay, but prophets are born. You know, if you're a prophet, that's what we was always meant to be. If we're prophets, we was born to be that. You know, this is what we was this is why we came into the world at this time, to be prophets, man. Everything else is in the background. Okay, verse 2 says, and he have made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand have he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In the quiver have he hid me. Yeah, so the prophets was a secret, all right, spiritual weapon that the Lord whipped out in the last days, man. Okay, and it says a sharp sword. And what is a sharp sword? It's efficient. It cuts through. You know, a sharp sword cuts through. Okay, so the Lord has made the prophets, you know, in these last days, he has endowed them, you know, with the Holy Spirit of truth and understanding, and it's cutting through the BS, everything that Esau has established, man. You know, and I'm saying it's breaking through the chains of these enchantments and darkness, man, upon the elect. You see? So the Lord has made his prophets a spiritual weapon, man, and it's cutting through all the madness of Esau, man. Okay? Got this nigga scrambling. You see? Got this nigga weird in his counsel. Okay? And ultimately, this man is set up for failure. Okay? So the Lord is doing a mighty work in these last days, man, and the prophets, you know, are playing their part. You know, as being that vessel, you know, that spiritual weapon. Okay, that sharp sword is cutting through, you know, the enchantments of Esau, man. Okay, and this nigga's exposed, he's leaking. All right, still trying to act like he got it all together and figured out. That nigga don't, man. That nigga leaking in the spirit, man. Okay, and it says, and said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my night for naught and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with the Lord, and my work with my power. And now said the Lord that formed me in the womb to be his servant. Yeah, because it can seem like, we just out here, man. You don't get a bunch of views, man. You've been teaching for years and the views just don't go up like that, man. And, it's like, damn, am I being useful? You have those moments. You're like, damn, am I useful? You see? But then now, man, we doing the mighty work, So whether you get 3 views or 300, man, hey, it's all adding up to the Lord's will being fulfilled, man. The Lord's will is being fulfilled. That's how we gotta look at it, man. Down the views, the comments, man. Hey, just teach, man. Just keep teaching. The Lord keeps showing that He dealing with us, man. Just keep teaching, man. The Lord got that part figured out, man. Who hears, who's going to listen, who's going to be awakened. You see, that's the Lord. That's His department, man. We just teach. We just make sure we on point with the doctrine and teach. Okay, sound doctrine, man. Be thorough. Okay, you see, as we research and read, and you see, that's all we can do. We read verse 5, it says, and now said the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious, man. So the Lord raised us up as a servant to bring Jacob unto him. And he could have did it a lot of different ways, man. But this is the way he chose to do it, was through the ministry of the prophets, man, to bring back a remnant to him. All right, that's why we teach reconciliation, man. Telling our people, like, look, the Lord, all right, through Yahushua's sacrifice, we've been, all right, reconciled with our power. Come back, repent. You see, verse 6 said, he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribe of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. He says a light thing. Because he could have did it any other way. The Lord don't need us, man, to wake up Israel, man. It's just the way he chose to do it. That's why that we shouldn't be proud. Okay? We have our offices in this ministry, man. It shouldn't bring about any pride or boasting. No, man, it's a light thing, okay, for the Lord to do it this way, man. It's a heavy thing that he's doing, okay? But it's a light thing for him to do it in this fashion, man. Okay? It says, and to restore the preserve of Israel, the elect, I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, because we were all Gentiles, man. Before we came into the truth, we were Gentiles, man. Okay? We was Americans, man. All right? American as hell, man. Okay? You see? Out of there, man. Or through the preaching of his word, through the Lord, unveiling the prophets and raising up the prophets in these last days, though we were Gentiles, we've come back, to truth, to who we are, and no people is becoming a people, man. Okay, he said that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth, man. And that's over here in America, man. So Yahweh Shema Shai is doing a mighty work, and everything is being fulfilled according to prophecy, man. The elect are being awakened, all right. A wars are raging, all right, and this devil is still plotting with this new world order. So everything is happening exactly according to plan, man. All we have to do is just keep teaching, man. Just keep teaching, man. And the devil ain't got no answer for that, man. You see, the devil does not have an answer for the teaching of his word, man. Okay, this nigga is worried, man. As we increase in joy, this nigga is increasing in panic, man. And you can see it. You can see it on this nigga, man. You can see how this nigga moving, man. That this nigga, all right, ain't got the confidence that he once had, man. Okay, and it's all through the preaching of his word, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai, man. So that's the point. I'll leave it there. Just want to tap into a few things. Lord will, you brothers and you few sisters edified. Till next time, I say shalom.